the Nonz original movie timeline. Okay, so these are all specifically the movies from the Big Out formula all the way on to the computer-generated formula like Invader Fib, Four Brothers, Monsters vs. Aliens, etc. Where we play off, popular movies from the early 2000s, are really there to express drift and quick action at the same time. So the original Big Al formula where it comes to movies comes like this. Moodtrix is number one, and then Moodtrix is literally a whole bunch of, computer-generated characters along with original characters like Zofio, Ego, everybody gets to fight. Uncle Stommy gets to fight, Lily, Gabaya gets to fight, of course, Lily, and each and every one has their own title sequence with their own Matrix, fight sequence. So, literally, each and every transition is Robot Chicken, and it shows a different character's fighting. So, the Moodtrix is number one, literally for various reasons, and I find it, to write on Cartoon Network in case you want to know about characters like you and Neji and CC Sully was both, and is, based off, Sissy from Code Lyoko and Yui from Code Lyoko. So literally when it comes to Cartoon Network, I'm actually seeing N logo there. The second movie is Ant Holes, where we rip off the movie Ant and the movie Holes. It's all about dig a hole, but there's a twist to it. Literally, there's a musical sequence that's based off literally an old project I did back in junior high called, Meteor Slash, literally what Jokan, the character's name in Nonz, also, Gohan, literally was singing I'll make a man out of you, and that line literally notorious on my YouTube. And there's also a sequence that's inspired by Gurren Lagann, literally where we travel on top. The ceiling breaks in an underground civilization, so it's really, really choreographed great. The third has to be the Valentine's Day special or around the first. The Valentine's Day special, literally, the first one is based off of the beginning, the prequel of Floss's Home for Imaginary Friends, where Blue has, a split personality disorder compared to her first episode, the actual series of Floss's Home for Imaginary Friends. More canon stuff that's supposed to be introduced later on, like, Ranye and Teen Dropout, which is, a parody of Kanye West. They get to show their, stuff in the beginning because of how powerful they are against the ultimate villain, Benevieve. Around, the third, fourth, or fifth, comes, Fortress of the Gothic Vampires. Fortress is supposed to be a fourth because literally how they all pan out is the Valentine's Day specials in the beginning. Literally, Ant Holes is right before the Big Out arc, literally, and Fortress is right after the Big Out arc. Curse of the Elsa statues in between. And we go on to, more and more that are based off big monumental films instead of small monumental films. I just feel like, fitting characters in there. Like recently I had an idea for Buzz Lightyear, literally where Bobby Long goes off, along with Bio 3, aka Bio 3's game. My favorite canon movie of all time, if you ask me, is DG Beyblade. It's based off two main things, especially my anime character Skittles, addiction from online internet, chatting and, Discord references just like, my friend Dylan online with uCurrent, and it's literally the best way to keep up with current times. So it goes literally, Moodtrix, Great Spirit Lights by the Ground, Set Elfin Statue, Fortress of the Gothic Vampires, A-Side, which is when Nonz goes in depth where it comes to writing. In journalist, I can only do so much, but I can represent in the best way possible. A-Side shows you the importance of writing, literally, when somebody, loses to you in a rap battle, literally, when you say something, big, strong, and spontaneous, and they go long, literally capturing in closing statements. Here's the thing, I chose the Samurai Jack persona on YouTube in order to teach you a beat, because if you don't know, Samurai Jack and how to make a beat is heavily intertwined. It's also heavily intertwined to West Side Story, which I wanted to make a movie about my uncle, literally watched with my hair in half like Sonic the Hedgehog. Referencing Future Trunks, literally, aka the coolest guy in Dragon Ball Z, literally where it comes to purple, where it comes to drifting, where it comes to content. The only character in Dragon Ball Z that can time travel. That for some awesome, but Super is dangerously different. And in West Side Story, we get to talk shit, literally, we get to fight, we get to bang women, and we get to talk about the women we bang. It's the only, thing that, gets close to Dragon Ball Z in terms of, epicness and spontaneous ability. So after, based on his Digi-Beyblade, and then we go on to Simpson Namek and so forth. And then after Simpson Namek is when we go off on, movies like Cars. Cars and the Grand Prix, which is based off the animated Grand Prix, which is specifically on Toonami back in its prime days. After Cars, the Can movie stopped. But the whole point of, the other movies is to express, characters that were made off of deviant artists, fan-made content like Chisawa Dorihana, Shinakas, etc. And characters like Dashiki can be in Grace for Your Life, Smiley Brown. Kia can be in any movie, Yumi Nechi can be in any movie, Lily, and we're still, working on the Great Second Man movie. And it hurts because it's a central writing from, Lil Kuribo, Lily, the voices from Lil Kuribo, Rex and Weevil as Weaver's Nuthead. Rivulet is canon, so, goes from Emeralds all the way to, Cars, and then there's Fortress and, and Rivulet versus Sapphire in between. The whole point of this shit is to let you know those canon, extensions were necessary, especially for the anime community, especially because the anime community got took over by, our talking video community, and I state, countless videos over and over again that I used to come from, the community that makes A&Bs, which is a complete different formula. Those are people, who get into arguments with their older brother because, they progress to something, but, the burner calls them out on not being multi-dimensional, and, other fans, like, lore fans, like, chibi fans, like Sora 7 Mage, chibi reviews, etc., literally, can use lore and literally make a great internet friend line and be ranked in something like Tekken 1-on-1, gold, and why I know separate from our article literally was, to be in discussion online along with the King of Lightning, Sora, Next Taku, etc. Like it's an honor. I'm like, man, these people are still Spurs. Work is obviously reformed. You gotta understand it's a two-part, series where, me and L, that's it. Where there's Lamimi and there's also Lamia, and Lamia is underwater. There's also two complex storylines, literally, with Big O Beyond, Big O City, where Lamimi writes a diary, and the complex arc relates to what Lamia has with Aquanite, based off Aqualad from Teen Titans. So Hypersen is also in the middle, and Skittles puts emphasis on dating, because dating helps you cope with situations like literally that are really complex but also really fun at the same time, like how I stopped, holding a grudge against, the voice actor of LMAO. But hey, I used to be a hood nigga, once a moment upon a time in my life, like I used to listen to a rapper called Drake with a ruler. I dropped that, I did a big study of, how to, put on and how to represent the children. That's a really big sacrifice. So the most important part of this video literally is the most, strongest and the most important, movie at Nonz is Glider Man. And it all ends with Glider Man. So the movies, serve an incredible purpose, and it ends on the Titanic and Glider Man. And the most important part is that can be confused in this part of Nonz with characters like Flexus, who's also, obviously based off Alexis Rhodes from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, literally, and also S'mores, who's also based off, Alexis, literally, who has, burgundy hair, literally, who's based off a guy in Scout Camp who runs the S'mores competition like Stephen Northwell is now. The Titanic literally, referencing Nonz, literally, it's not just a reference to Uncle Sonny, how I had Dutch Dodgers of our retail. How the fuck did you get offered? It's a reference to every blue character I made, and Glider Man is a reference to every red character I made, literally, and Glider Man represents hell. And my love for animals and my love for Mama Chichi, because she knew I was obsessed with the animal fan when I was younger. So, the greatest gift to her on earth was literally when I decided to make a movie about a flying snake. It's a snake that can glide through the forest, and also there's an animal named the Eye, literally, that I believe is located in South India. And the Eye, in Digi-Beyblade, who created the Digi-Beyblade universe, is based off, Aizen, Sosuke Aizen from, the hit manga-selling anime called Bleach. So in the show, literally, where we have to fit in, canned arcs, Yumi Neji, literally, and Old Chocolate, who's based off Old Choco. And text is some of the Pokemon that real, like how, you know, Boomer fought that girl on Rim's Island, based off how anime is more socially intertwined in real life, like how people are buying Hunter x Hunter shirts, how people, you know, are buying more about Cycle shirts. People are getting more to Yu Yu Hakusho and anime, you know, apparel in general. I created that universe in the canon series of Nonz, but he also, you know, created it in the DJ Bebe universe, where we have characters like Betsuku. A very intricate series, literally, where a girl, you know, a character named Babysaur. That's the biggest importance of why I added names to my manga, like 003 characters. Sees, you know, Sakura, sees Zantakura, and sees also Zero. And so how that dimension works like this, it's based off, you know, a puzzle mania, like, you know, the puzzle maze, you know, tower and Bayside, you know, also, you know, based off Wayside. So, you know, we have a Pantyway, you know, Panty-Ray, you know, based arc in Nonz, literally, where we have to summon, you know, Pokemon out to text, like, hey boyfriend, what's going on? Hey girlfriend, what to do? If you don't know, Boomer is based off one of the Rider Run stories, literally. Well, I thought it was the red one at the time, but I think literally he may be the green one or the blue one. So Boomer's girlfriend is Skittles Lily, which continues the manga, and also, you know, because of so, Boomer is fan-made, and you know, Skittles is the thing that adds on to dating. We're doing that so all anime fans can be social. Doesn't matter if you sound like Steve Urkel, as long as you have game, as long as you're having a good time, literally, you can date. You can game someone. The II arc is very necessary. But hey, you want to dick right by Hero Academia anyway. Anyway, this is Moodtrix, and this is, you know, the movie description, you know, all the reasons why, you know, the movies are very separate from the actual, you know, anime TV series of Nonz.